Hey, chicas. Welcome to Red Lips Real Talk Podcast. I'm Jasmin.
I'm Monica.
I'm Maritza.
And I'm Deibys with a Y, and we are 4 Latinas from South Florida.
Bringing you real talk on life, love, and everything in between.
Time to get real. Dale.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Monica.
Hello.
everybody. So, how was everyone's weekend?
It was wonderful because I am no longer constipated.
Did you meditate?
No. I'm just kidding.
But that was going to help you. I'm just saying.
No, it's just, you know why I said that? Because I remember I said that the last time we talked, and I was like, I am embarrassed. And I did it again.
It was funny. It's so funny.
It's still very fun.
Everyone's going to be like, damn, this girl's like always talking about her bowel movements. I won't do that anymore, I promise.
You're at that age.
Yeah, I won't.
It's okay.
I don't want to talk about
It's life.
Oh, yeah, girl.
It happens.
I don't want to talk about that yet. I keep talking about it. So, Deibys, what did you do this weekend?
My weekend was pretty eventful. My week was pretty eventful. I was out of town with the family, did a little summer vacation. School's about to start.
Where did you go, if you don't mind us asking?
We were in Universal Islands of Adventure. Did a little city walk. You know, it's right there. We had a lot of
How was
fun.
it in the summer? Because
It was hot. And it's funny because me and my husband haven't been there in the summer since way before we had kids. Because we went a couple times with friends and we were like, we will never come back here during the summer. Like, we swore on it. And we've been multiple times now with the kids. But, you know, during the fall, the spring, I don't know what got into us. When I bought the tickets, I was talking to my best friend and I was like, I don't even recognize me and Dennis right now. I don't know why we just bought these tickets.
Can I say?
Anything for the kids.
That's right.
Can I say? Me and Jay were both like, they're insane. Dennis is going to
Yes.
have a heart attack.
Well, he's hot boy. I call him hot
Yes.
boy. I live
why
with
do you call him hot boy?
Because he's a polar bear. My house is always like on 73 if I let him.
You call him hot boy or hot bear? Which
Hot boy because he's a polar bear. I call him a polar bear because he likes it cold.
Oh, because instantly I thought of Missy Elliott.
Yes.
Hot boy. Baby, you got
What I want. Sorry,
He's a hot boy too.
oh.
But no, we always joke around like that Dennis is always hot. He's always hot.
Yeah.
He actually would live somewhere else if he could, but I
Yeah.
won't let him.
Is everything
Yeah,
okay
that's what
over
I
there?
was saying. Like, how's Dennis going to do that?
Well, we were going to originally go to a spring, but we had to change last minute. So what did you ladies do?
I didn't do anything. Nothing.
Those
at
are
all.
great, though.
It was a
Sometimes I wanna
lazy
do
weekend for
nothing.
me.
I had to replace the air conditioner at my condo. It was very hot. It made me question a lot of things in my life. I was sweating in places that you shouldn't sweat. And I don't know, like, if you live in Florida and your AC breaks down, you need to fix
that's not a
that.
fucking
Like,
joke.
elderly people literally die.
No, it's the end of your life.
It's
if
the
your
end of
AC
your life.
breaks.
If you're not from Florida, July and August in Florida, no, the AC is critical.
It's critical. Like, no, it's no joke. Like, if you talk to someone, they're like, my AC broke. They're like, what? If you need to sleep over, you could sleep over if it doesn't get fixed by the... Because it's brutal.
It's brutal. It's
Yeah.
brutal.
You know what I just started watching again? Which is
What?
great. Sex in the City.
That's always a good one to get back on.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, right
too.
now it's on Netflix. And I started I don't want to say binge watching it, but I started like watching the episodes that I really like the most. And like the one where they steal Carrie's shoes. They make her take off her shoes. And she made a really good point. She was like, listen, she made me take off my shoes. Somebody stole my shoes. She doesn't even care that somebody stole my shoes. And she gives me these ugly sneakers to go back home. She never says, oh, I found your shoes or I know who took your shoes. Like she could wipe
I
her
feel
ass
like
with
this.
it.
She went to a restaurant or something? Where was she
No,
going
her
to?
friend was having a baby shower or something
Okay,
like
I
that.
remember this, but I don't fully remember.
And the girl that was hosting the
Right,
baby
made
shower
everybody take their shoes off.
take their shoes off, and she had Manolo Blahniks, and they were $500, and they jacked her shoes. So the girl that was throwing the party was like, well, I don't know why I have to pay you back for the shoes because that's your expensive lifestyle. And she's like, yeah, but you're the one that told me to take off my shoes. I wouldn't have taken off my shoes.
I agree with Carrie.
You know, but it ended in a way that made you think. She was like, listen, I have been invited to her engagement party, her wedding, her baby shower, birthday. I have spent like $2,000-$3,000 on this girl. So what about me? I don't get bump gifts because I'm never gonna get married or having. So you know what? She registered at Manolo Blahniks, and she's like, I'm celebrating me, and I'm registered at Manolo Blahniks, and she ended up buying her off the registry and sent her the shoes.
Good
and
for
I was like,
her.
good for her.
Damn right.
500 bucks.
I love Carrie.
Yeah, she's my favorite out of all of them. I feel like out of all of them, you can kind of like, have a little bit of each one of them. But I think the one I have the least in common with that I can't ever really find myself is Miranda. I'm like, I don't think I like Miranda. I like her in the show, but I'm like, no, I don't see myself in Miranda.
I don't like what they did to Miranda on Just Like That and Just Like That.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that.
loved Miranda in the original 6 years.
Yeah,
that they were
I
on,
love her.
But I hated what they did to her character on Just
Yeah.
Like That. Yeah.
That's weird that you say you don't like it because she was a mom and she was
Yeah.
a corporate,
She worked.
lawyer.
She was trying to
worked for-
have it all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was trying to have it all.
She was trying to have it all. Yeah. I mean, they actually had an episode about Can We Have It All on Sex in the City. Do you remember when Carrie used to work at Vogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm trying to remember the episode, but she was having lunch by herself and her ex-boss at Vogue walked in and she's like, oh, let's have lunch together. And they start talking. And after the long conversation, she's like, so what are you doing in this neighborhood? And she's like, oh, I'm here visiting a man. And she's like, oh, there's a man. And she's like, you can have it all. You have this wildly successful career and you have a man. It gives me hope, because I want that too.
Right.
And she basically says, yeah, Carrie, it does look like I have it all, but I only have it all on the east side because there's someone else on the west side. So she's like, oh shit.
Right.
So she basically told her, like Carrie looked all brokenhearted about it, about like, can we have it all? And she's like, you have to stop expecting things to look like you think they're going to be because sometimes you just have to conform.
Yeah.
So I don't know what having it all means. Everyone's have it all is different. But I think for most people, it's like a career and a family. And it's really hard to have both successfully.
I think
it
so.
comes at a cost.
Well, because you have people that feel they want to, do family and have kids. Or what if you don't have a family? You have it all anyway, right?
I think having it all is what you think is having, the things you think you want to have.
Whatever is important
or
to
your
you at the
goals.
time.
Right. Your goals that you
exactly.
want to have. And when you meet those goals, then you feel like I have it all because it's the things that you want. But Jasmin made a good point. Most of the time people feel having it all is having a good career and balancing family
But
life.
that's what they make you believe.
Yeah.
That's
Or
feel like
just
it's
even a
like
corporate
it's a
woman.
destination that you have to reach, but it's not. It's not about that. It's about the journey. Life is about a journey.
Completely. I mean, I actually watched a TED Talk over the weekend. I highly recommend for the listener, if you haven't heard of Anne-Marie Slaughter, I highly recommend for you to find her TED Talk on YouTube because I watched it and it was literally called Can We Have It All?
I'll link it in the show notes.
Oh, you
I was
should.
just going to say that.
You should.
Yeah.
And I'm going to quote her. She basically said here, real equality, full equality, does not just mean valuing women on male terms, having equally respected choices for women and men. And that resonated with me because when COVID hit, that was 2020, right? March 2020. I worked in sales and I did a lot of networking. It was a very social, like highly social job. And that was one of the first things that stopped. So I had to stay home. And I was home for a really long time. And it made me feel like devalued because I was no longer out in the workforce. So I became, for lack of a better word, a full-time mom. And I'm going to tell you, like, it completely made me change my mind on mothers and how critical their roles are because I was more available to my two daughters and I stayed home taking care of my family. And the first year was a little rough. But then I started to see all the things that I was available for, all the things that I was able to do for my family that I wasn't able to do before. And now I see the benefits of it, like the leaps and bounds that my daughters have done. They're like the biggest achievements of my life. And I was too naive before to realize that. I know it sounds weird, but I think it took something like that I had to stop to really see like, wow, the value of whatever you want to call it, a housewife, a homemaker, a caregiver, whatever you want to call it. What we do at home is so devalued, even by women themselves. Oh, she's a housewife. Oh, she stays home. Sometimes I think women judge other women more about being stay-at-home mom than men do.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm the opposite. I want to be home. I want to be home so bad with my kids.
Really?
Yeah. I wish I could.
Yeah. I mean, well, this is way before COVID, but I was working at a company and I was asked to go to China to lead a group of the art department, just have them teach them and everything that they knew. I had just had my first kid and I had to turn that down. It was an opportunity that I knew in my mind that if I didn't have a husband and if I didn't have a family, I would definitely have jumped on that. But of course, my family came first at the time and I turned it down. You know, I pitched it to my assistant. He turned me down and I pitched it to whoever was in my department. I found somebody to go to China. But yeah, it was like not a goal, not a dream, but it was an opportunity that I was like, wow, China, this is great. You know, but I absolutely had to turn that down for my family. But I have no regrets at all. I was a work-at-home mom for a very long time, and then that turned into a stay-at-home mom eventually. I mean, you know, there's a lot of challenges in it, a lot of obstacles that I had to overcome. It's not easy for everybody to do that, but
I think the obstacles for me were more coming from me.
Yeah.
I think I was the one that was devaluing, feeling. I don't know why I did that.
Exactly.
But actually, it was my husband that would tell me, honey, the girls have never been happier.
Yeah.
They're doing so well. They're leaps and bounds with their education.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the house is always clean. There's always honestly, the house is always clean. The laundry is always done. We eat dinner together as a family. We enjoy the weekends. I'm not coming home stressed out. The girls are not stressed out. He goes, did that happen by itself? It's happening because of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I really felt like, oh wow, like
You're actually contributing to his success, by the way.
Yes.
oh, somebody give her some more wine, please.
No, but it's true.
I know
It's
what
true.
I'm talking about.
It's
Yeah,
true.
absolutely.
You absolutely do. As a
You're his
stay-at-home
team.
mom, contribute
Yes.
to your
You
husband's
contribute to
success.
that.
Oye, dale más vino.
Because
yeah.
I even tell my
I know what
husband
I'm
that,
talking about.
and he knows it, but I tell him I want to, all the things you just said is what I want to do. I want to be there for my kids, be more taking care of the house, making sure we're all eating healthy, all eating together. So when he gets home from work, he's not stressed about what do we need to do next? Do I got to take this one here? What do we have tomorrow? So it's like he's at work stressing about all the things that need to be done, or he comes home, especially like he does labor work. So I'm like, I want to take that stress off of him, and I want to take care of my family. Like I want to so badly take care of my family. Like I just want to be there for them all the time, raise my girls, like you said, like academically, everything, they're thriving. It's important. It's so important.
Maybe Red Lips Real Talk can make that happen in the
Oh, I'm
future.
hoping.
Right? That could be a little goal for us.
Yeah.
But see, that's why I hate that word or that phrase.
What?
Can we have it all?
Yeah.
You do?
Because
Yeah.
what does that mean?
I do too.
To me, having it all, for me, that's why I say it's different for everybody. For
Yeah,
me,
it
having
is.
it all is not having to work a 9 to 5, feel that pressure of I have to balance my marriage, my motherhood, my personal life with my friends. Having it all to me is like not having to work and be with my family, be that stay-at-home mom, be a good wife. I think I would just be a better woman to people in my life if I didn't have to work all the time, where I can do things that I enjoy more, like this podcast and those type of things. If I could do that, for me, that would be having it all. I would be a much happier person, and in turn, I could be better to the people around me. For me, other women having it all is like top of their company or their corporate world, and
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
That's what society
Right.
made
Exactly.
it.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
End of story.
Like for
because
me-
that's not the
yeah.
origin of where that phrase came
Absolutely.
from at all.
no.
Do you know where it came from?
It came from at the time, she was the editor or something, publisher of Cosmopolitan magazine.
Oh, I used to read that.
And she wrote a book, a memoir, and she didn't want it titled Can We Have It All, but her publishers titled it Can We Have It All. But she was talking about coming from the bottom up, being poor and, rising above as a female. And it was more about money, love, sex, nothing to do with children. She mentioned children, not at all.
Right.
It was like non-existent. And it was just like, she even talked about like how to perform oral sex properly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When did this article come out?
In the 1980s. It was a book.
I could see that in the
Yeah.
80s.
But then they took that and they made it to women can't be working and having kids at the same time. Like where did that come from?
Right.
And who says you can't do that?
Right.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like thanks for sharing that, because I really I had no clue whatsoever. But for me, I always wanted to work and be independent and make money and have a career, because I felt like I wanted my daughters to be proud of me. I really did. I wanted them to see their mom, like my mom works, my mom makes money, my mom gets dressed up to go to work every day. She looks nice. Like that's in my brain what I wanted to teach my daughters. And then like I said, not to go back to 2020, but that is when my my world changed. And I was like, I don't give a fuck about that shit no more. I just want my daughters to be like, my mom was a wonderful mother. My mom was always there for me. She was always available. She loved me, and she did everything to protect me and guide me in the right direction. I don't give a fuck if they thought I was a great worker at a company. That would, like, my whole mindset completely changed.
Because that's what you needed at the moment, and that's what having it all meant to you at that time.
At that time.
You know,
That's
so
correct.
it's not that if you are a working woman and you have a high position and then you have a family that you can't have it all. You can definitely have it all. In my opinion, though, there's always a priority and there's always one thing that's at the top. And when you do have like a high position or you're very active in a business and then you have a family, one thing is going to get more attention than the other. And it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
No, not at all. Your kids could be smaller and maybe you're not giving your job as much attention, and then they get older and now they're a little more efficient, so then you can do more for your company, or you're able to have help and hire somebody to help you, even just clean the house and be a nanny or do those things. That alleviates your time to allow you to have more time to do other things that you want.
So I have a question. So what about people that don't have a family? So because they don't have a family, they don't have it all?
No,
Not at all. I don't feel that way.
no, me either.
But that's where that comes. I mean,
That's where you're saying.
Everybody's,
Right.
we have it all.
It's different for everyone.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think women who decide that they don't want to get married and they don't want to have kids, a lot of people judge them like automatically, oh, she's selfish. Why is she selfish? I think it's more selfish to bring a child into the world that you don't want. Absolutely. And you treat that child with animosity, or maybe you don't love them. I mean, I think sometimes when women make these decisions and say that they don't want that, they can also be treated very harshly, and that's completely wrong.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's right at all. No, and like you said, having it all could just be having a wonderful career. And it doesn't, and when you say a wonderful career, it doesn't have to be that you're at the top of a corporate. It could be anything. You could run your own business. You can do a podcast. That's, you could do whatever it is you want to do. It's about what fulfills you and what that career is to you. We always throw a career into the corporate world, but that's not always.
That's not what it's about.
That's not what it's about. It's
Right.
just like Monica says, that's what they make it seem like. Being in the corporate, rising to the top, the corporate ladder, either having a family and doing it, or just even juggling a well relationship, being in a good marriage and giving attention to your husband or whatever it is. It's like just being able to juggle multiple major things is like can you have it all?
Can you have it all? But at the end of the day, it's like when we get to a certain point, we want more, and you continue wanting more. So where does it end with we have it all? Because when you get to a certain point, that's what I'm saying. We have it all sounds like a destination. So when you get to a certain point, who's to say that you don't want more? You know what I mean? And where does that end?
I don't want to stop.
I don't want to stop. So every time you get to a certain point, you don't have it all, because at that point you want more.
True.
That's what just ends up happening.
I don't know, because I feel now like I just want peace. I want more peace in my life.
For
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. When we say
That I
we have
want
it
more
all,
of.
yeah.
I want to be around people that I really want to be around.
Exactly.
I want to enjoy more time with my family, more time with my husband. I want to enjoy the simple things that I took for granted when I was younger.
But would you consider that having it all?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be
that's why it's
healthy. I
different
want
for
to grow
everybody.
old healthy.
Yeah.
Like if I'm 80 years old and I can still, walk very well and I'm agile, and that's having it all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And talk to an elderly person that's 90 years old and can still walk and bathe themselves and feed themselves, and they're agile and they can drive cars. They're like, man, I have the best life. So like you said, it's different for everyone at stages. But we did start with motherhood and working and all that.
Right.
So that's kind of how it started. But it is a lot of pressure. I think it's a lot of pressure, not only just for women,
Pressure
but for,
because people judge you.
because
That's why.
we judge ourselves.
Yeah.
We do.
Big time.
Yeah.
Because I was the one that was devaluing what I was bringing home because I wasn't working in a corporate world, which was terrible. I hated that. I hated that corporate world and the bureaucracies and doing everything. No, thank you. I don't want that anymore. That stage of my life is done.
Well, it's like we're always our worst critic, right? So we can never be.
It's never enough.
Yeah. It's just like I can't be happy with what I have for whatever reason. Like I always feel like there's something missing, or I didn't do something right, or I'm a
maybe
bad
you can
mother.
have more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I could do more.
It reminds me of, I keep talking about Sex in the City. Damn, how many episodes did I watch?
Love
Somebody
that
was
show.
binge watching.
It was me. But no, like seriously, I believe it was Miranda and somebody threw her under the bus at work, and we're like, oh, she's showing up to work late all the time and all this stuff. And she was like, damn, like you're not being a girl's girl. Like you could have looked out for me.
Oh, because she had Brady, the
she
baby.
had a baby,
yeah.
right? And then she ends up telling her boss at the meeting where they're throwing her under the bus. And she's like, listen, I did have a baby, but I'm kicking ass. Like, I'm getting the job done, you know? But I did have a baby, and it's not like the end of the world. And
she says, where I'm failing is at home, being a mom.
Yeah.
She's like, here I'm kicking ass, but where I'm failing
doing
is at
a
home.
bad job is at
Yeah.
home. But then she said, and she's walking out, and she comes back and she goes, and may I remind you that when my mother died, I was back at work on Monday, and they didn't say anything. So it's like you always see where people fall short. You understand what I'm saying? People focus more on where you fall short, but it's like, damn, I'm falling even more short in my personal life, and I'm still showing up here for this job. So cut me like there needs to be more support at the office for families, I think, because even if you look at the Netherlands or like those type of countries, yes, they're significantly smaller, but they have a system where they value the family and the home. And here it's like you have to beg and plead for PTO time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know, out there in those countries, if you don't, so they provide maternity leave, let's say for wives and husbands, for the male and the female. If a male decides not to take it, they question, like, why not?
Why not? Why wouldn't you want to be there to help your wife and be with your kids?
Yes, you should be. No. Here, no. God forbid.
No, God forbid. Exactly.
In the United States, it's like they don't want to provide maternity leave, period, but let alone giving it to a man.
Yeah.
Oh, forget it.
But that's the thing. If as an employee, if you had a job that did that for you, you wouldn't want to leave that job.
Absolutely. Right.
You would give 110%. You would be like, I love this job. Like you would be even more available and more passionate about the job as opposed to saying, I hate being here every day. I just come because I need this paycheck. And if the United States were able to just change it, I'm not saying doing a drastic change, but baby steps, you're going to see employee retention, happier employees, and your healthcare benefits are going to even decrease in the cost because people are overall going to be healthier and happier.
Yeah, less stress.
And
you know, it all starts in the home. You know, I believe it does. And it's like, so if you can be more present at home and be more with your family, you have a better home where they're raising better kids and there's more of a family unit, and it just helps everything. The parents are less stressed. The kids are getting the attention that they need. You're still having a good job where it's providing your income. It's like, it's a big circle. It's like, why not give me the support to like be able to be there for my family, take care of my needs, or even just like you might have a parent that you need to take care of, or, you know, somebody in your family that's close to you is ill and you need to take some personal time. I mean, it goes out to everything, you know, it's like it's family.
80, you brought up, you know, elderly parents.
Yeah.
My mom is 84 and we spent like a couple months together. She's now at my sister's house. So she floats around like a few months with me, a few months with another sister. But I'm starting to see the decline in my mom, and something happened at the airport with the wheelchair service, and she got really nervous and just things. I don't want to say what happened because I don't want to embarrass my mother, but just something happened that never happened before. And you start to see the decline in your parents' health, even in their like memory. Like I was talking to her about something and she couldn't remember it very well. And I just started thinking about it, and I was like, how many people have to go to work and they need to go and help their mom, their aging parents, and they can't.
Right. As simple as taking them to a doctor's appointment.
Something so simple. And I was talking to one lady because I took my mom to the doctor, and había una señora ahí viejita, you know, she was an older lady, and she was completely alone. And she was like, no, my daughter wants to be here, but she can't because she can't take time off of work. And la viejita estaba sola. She was completely by herself, and she had to like put her bra back on. And I was like, oh, yo la ayudo, I'll help you, you know. And you could tell she was embarrassed, you know. But I was like, no, please, let me help you. And I just started thinking, I'm sure her daughter feels like shit. I'm sure her daughter right now is like, I want to help my mom. And I got to be here in this cubicle. And that you can't have a boss that can be like, yeah, you know what, that's your mom, go help her. And bosses need to understand, like, that kindness, you're going to have the world to that employee.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
So if you're an employer and you're listening, think about that. Because a little kindness like that goes a long way.
Oh, God forbid you want to take your vacation. Like, really? I have vacation time. Can I take my vacation? No, they want to give you a hard time.
Well, I have a friend who does, she has a line of work that she does billable hours. And they're like, yeah, you can take the time, your PTO, your vacation time, but make sure the time that you take off, you still have to bill those hours that month. So I don't know how you're going to do it, but do it. How is that even legal? Like if you take a 2-week vacation, okay, and you come back to work, technically, yeah, you got your 2 weeks off, but you have to make sure that those hours that you build, those 2 weeks, you still have to make sure Deibys.
You mean the hours that they accumulate?
No, it's kind of hard. Like let's say a paralegal. A paralegal has billable hours, right? She has billable hours. She has a certain amount of hours that she needs to bill
every month.
Every month.
Right,
so
right.
you can take your 2-week vacation, but just make sure that the hours are still completed.
Your 400 hours of
That means when you come back to work,
I got to work like triple shifts.
you got to work like a freaking beast. And that's not overtime. That's not overtime. And I don't understand that. I think that's so abusive. And it's not the first time I hear something like that. And they always find loopholes to shit people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're a salaried employee, calling employees on the weekends and on Saturdays and on Friday nights and stuff. I've seen it with my own eyes and I'm like, it's so, like, that has to stop. Don't answer the phone.
Absolutely. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
Whatever. Don't answer the phone.
After that, I'm not available.
Know your worth and don't let people do that. Because you know what? Here's something that somebody told me and it made me think. That like when you quit your job, you give them a 2-week notice, right? Because you don't want to leave them like that. But when they gotta fire your ass, you're out that same.
We've been thinking about that the whole time we've been talking about this.
That same day. Today's your last day. Y te dan tu cajita and you're out the door.
Bye.
Right. And I've never been a job jumper. I've always been from old school. Que te quedas en el trabajo.
Yeah, me too.
Loyalty. And this younger generation, they're like, no, I quit. And I found myself a $20,000 raise. And I'm like, at first I used to look at that and I'd be like, oh, that's wrong. But I also feel like, well, they're onto something too. There's something that they're doing that, because how many people have stayed in companies for 30 years getting $1 raise a year?
If that. And then sometimes you're capped at vacation. Like you could be there for 19 years and you still have the capped vacation of like 3 weeks. And it's
I think
that's all I get.
That's a double-edged sword though. Because like if you're always jumping from job to job, your resume is going to look horrific.
Yes, they look at that.
So they look at that. But if you've been at a place for 5 years or 4 years, I'm telling you, if you look for another job quietly, you're going to get a $20,000 raise on your own.
Yeah.
Like that.
And I don't think that it should look bad if you do not jump around like all the time, but a job is quick to let go of you if they're not happy with your performance. What about if I'm quitting because I don't agree with the company and their performance? You know what I mean? Like, so I have to worry about how my resume is going to look because I decided to go to a company. And I've always felt like that. Like, you go to a place to get interviewed, but you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you.
Absolutely.
You know, like walk me around your facility. Why do I have to come back for the second interview? Like, why don't you walk me around? Let me see your employees and who the team is that I'm going to be working with. Like,
and how come?
And
how many
happy
people
are they?
The person that I'm replacing, how long were they here?
Right.
Did they like it?
Right. Like, why can't I ask all these questions? It sounds like taboo or why can't? Yeah, but they can. Yeah, and then later on they're going to talk about you and be like,
but you can.
You believe this one? She asked all these questions about this place and
don't hire that one. She wants to know all the
Gen Z
information.
gets a lot of shit, right? Gen Z, that generation gets a lot of shit. But there's a few things they're very good at setting boundaries.
Yeah.
And I know that Gen X and boomers, they're like, oh no, they're like the worst generation to hire. And there must be reasons why they feel that way. But I also feel that Gen Z is kind of like, but my boomer grandparents and my Gen X parents, they're fucking unhappy. I don't want to be unhappy at my job.
Yeah.
I want to be happy at my job and I want to make a decent living. Mom, I don't want to be stressed the fuck out like you. You're working 55 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and you're fucking miserable and you can't even afford to take
and then you walk in through the house and you're exhausted. You don't even want to deal with anybody and you're trying to put on a face and not show how tired and aggravated you are. Or you do, and then you yell at the kids because you're stressed out and it's not even them that you mean to yell at. I mean, that's a completely different podcast. I'm sorry. Well, Can You Have It All kind of went to the corporate interview world too.
I mean, today's podcast is kind of just like hanging out with your friends because there's a lot of wine here, girls.
Yeah. but it all ties in.
It all ties in.
It does.
And can we have it all? And having it all, like Maritza said, is different for everyone. Mm-hmm. But I feel like for me, having it all is being happy at home with my family.
So they measure that on success, right?
Yeah.
They measured it.
Success, too.
Success means something different to everybody,
so what does
too.
Success mean to you, Jasmin?
Oh, we're going to go around the table.
Oh, yeah, we are. I like that.
What does success mean to me?
Yeah.
Well, being healthy, like that's high for me. I get very scared of growing older and being sick. So I value taking care of my health and my body. I don't mean looks. No. I mean health. That's really important. I want to be happy with my family, spending time with my family. Those moments, that's really, those are the top two, guys. And yeah, like finances, who doesn't want to be financially secure? I'm not going to lie, but that's still like in third place. Before it was always number one, the money, the finances, all this stuff. I know it's important, but I don't know. I think health and happiness at home with my family and that peace, that's always going to be win for me.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Same. Health, happiness. My family, number one. Like when my daughter moves out or when the stepkids, how they're on their own, them calling us to see how we're doing and checking in, that to me is success.
Success.
You're thinking of me, even though you have your family and you've moved on. That's amazing to me. So if my daughter, when she finishes school and she goes to live her life, her calling me and saying, "Hey, Mom," that to me is success. Because I know that, I did something and she's successful and she still thinks of me. I'm her mom. And me and my husband being together and just living our life, being, happy. That's success to me.
Yeah.
Not so much as career-wise. Yeah, achieving any goal that I decide, okay, this is a goal this is what I want to do in 2 years. Achieving that goal, success, no matter what it is, and health and all that. That to me is success. It doesn't narrow down to one thing or money or, for some people it's different. But for
it's
me,
also age. I think when you're younger, you have this, you think differently. Let's be honest. So how you think when you're a teenager is drastically different on how you think in your mid-20s and 30s. I'm knocking the door closer to 50 now. I'm going to be 48. Same. And I just feel like mentally, I feel like a completely different woman. I really do. I sometimes think about how I thought before and I'm like, wow, I don't care about that stuff at all anymore. What about you, Deibys?
Same, pretty much. My family success to me is the relationship that I'm building now with my daughters, the family that I'm building with my husband. I really want to grow old and be healthy. So health is success. I want to be able to help my daughters when they have their babies so I can be active and healthy enough to help them, watch them grow, and just be with my husband and look at the life that we created together. That's success to me, Yeah. So my kids, have I mentioned before, they're 9 and 12. So I feel like since they were little, I have always tried to have a good relationship with them. And I'm always like, I'm your best friend. You're my best friend. I'm their mom first. So, first respect me. I'm your mother. But you got to be fun. I don't want to be that strict parent, even though I can be and I will be when I need to be. But success is the relationship that I'm building with my daughters because they're going to be my best friends for life.
And it goes by fast. I can tell you from experience because yours are how old again?
9 and 12. Well, the thing is that I'm out
enjoy
of both.
Every moment,
yes,
because it goes by in a blink
I
of an
know.
eye.
I have from both sides of my family, Dennis's and my side. My kids are the youngest, so I have I don't even know 7, 8 nephews and 1 niece, and they're all older. They're the youngest out of all of them is 21. They're going to turn 21. My youngest niece and nephew are going to turn 21 in August, and I've watched them all grow up, and it goes so fast. So when I had my kids, I'm just like, oh my God, it goes so fast. So I've been trying to hold on to every single moment. And I think that's why my heart's so bad. I want to be home with them. Aww. Because I know it goes so fast. And it's like, I don't want to miss a minute with them.
You'd be surprised how you can make that happen.
Yeah.
You can. If that's really what you want, don't give up on it.
I'm not. Thank you.
Because it didn't really happen for me until very late. My daughter was in 10th grade and then my other daughter was a senior. So that's like you're saying, that's
but they always need you.
I'm telling you, even you're thinking 12th grade. Yeah, she's already going to college. Listen, the difference in those, when I was home, a 180 and all going. And now today, they're both incredible. I'm not saying it's me. They did. They did the work. But just me being present and guiding them in so many things, it was life-changing. So don't give up on that. If you want it,
I want it. But it's the relationship. Like Monica said, like when my girls get older, like how she gets the calls now from the stepkids and that they're out with their families or they're just older, living on their own, and you want those calls. So it's like I'm building those relationships because I hope that the seeds that I'm planting with them is
that's so important.
That is my success.
That's what I always say, the seeds that you plant.
Yes.
For sure.
What about you, Maritza?
I'm pretty much in the same page with you. I mean, for sure, good health, because if you're not doing well, I mean, you can't pour from an empty cup. So your health is the first thing. And love for my family, for sure. I mean, my kids are 17 and 20 and they still want to hang out with me. So that's major success.
That's success right there.
Yeah, that makes me happy and I will jump on that anytime. You want to go? Let's do it. Peace, comfort, and time for myself too, because that is also important.
That's a good one. Yeah, I agree. Taking care of yourself.
Taking care of yourself, spending time with yourself.
My
'Cause,
daughter
like,
never gets 21.
old.
She don't want to hang out with me. Right
I know
now.
that's the niece that I'm talking about. Yeah, she does.
Oh, okay. That one night, yeah, she'll hang out with me. but-
Monica, she wants us there for her 21st.
She
What
wants us there for her
20-year-old wants her family
exactly,
there
yes.
with their friends?
My goddaughter
On their
wants me there
birthday.
for her 21st birthday.
Yes.
I will be there.
And that's my niece.
That's
so
success.
we're
Am
all
I invited?
Exactly.
That's success.
That is success
Yeah,
right there.
for her
You
inviting
can-
all
Well,
of
what
us.
time can I wear a slutty dress?
Oh, I am.
Absolutely.
I
I
should
haven't worn a slutty dress
Oh,
in a
girl.
really long time.
Don't wear the church shoes.
Don't wear church shoes,
girl. That was a good one.
Because I was like, dang, I'm never gonna wear a slutty dress again. I'm never gonna.
Do you know what I wore to Universal the other day?
Tell me.
Well, first I had on like little biker shorts and something, but then I wore leggings with a crop top. Yes, I did, because we were talking about that shit the other day. And as I'm walking Universal, I sure as hell thought about it. I was like, and
I'm not
before I
wearing it.
left the
The fuck I
hotel,
want.
I was like, Dennis, I don't know, should I wear this? He's like, it looks good. Yeah, wear it. I accidentally put Adriana's crop top on. That shit was so tight. I'm petite, but I ain't that petite. And I was like, what the hell? Did I get like a triple extra small?
Pull the Bethany Frankel.
And Adriana's like, Mom, I think that's my, because we got it at Target. It was the same for kids. And I could barely take it off. And then so I was like, I don't think I'm winning. I put mine on. I was like, oh yeah, this is much better. But it wasn't like my belly button was showing. You know, there was like half an inch of skin because the leggings are high-waisted. I'm not wearing like hip hugger jeans we used to wear back in the 90s. You remember those?
Yeah.
With the crop top. That's a little different. But I was thinking about you ladies walking to Universal.
I'm crying. I'm still crying at the green dress lady.
Oh my God. That was
No,
funny.
because I think about it, like I think about this more than I should, but it's like every time I get dressed and I'm gonna go out in a social environment, I'm like, is this the age appropriate?
Who gives a shit?
No, but Deibys,
Exactly.
Deibys, there's
It's about how it looks
gives a
on
shit?
you. It's
Exactly.
body type. It's just like you can wear a
There's
dress in
nothing
your age.
scarier.
No.
Who gives a
No,
shit?
listen, you can wear a dress that's for your age, but it may not be for your body type. It's about picking the right outfit that hugs you in the right places, regardless of what age is wearing those pants. I mean,
what's
who
one
cares?
of my biggest fears is wearing something that I feel confident in, and then I'm in front of a bunch of like 16, 17-year-olds, and like, ay, look at that old lady trying to look young. Ay, yo me muero. Yo me muero.
Did she buy that at Forever 21?
You mean Forever 49? Yo me muero. Yo me muero. There's nothing scarier than a room of 17-year-old girls. Ay, por favor.
I get what you're saying.
Because what's
Why
scarier
would
than
you care?
16 and 17-year-old girls?
You,
But
as
here
an
they
older,
are.
being in a room with them.
But here they are using what style from what year?
90s.
Yeah.
They're wearing the baggy jeans.
Yeah, the
And I
style
love it.
that's going on right now, I'm loving it.
Even the baby doll dresses with the white little tees underneath,
Yeah.
they wear those too. I'm just like, you don't even know how much that was in style back then. Yeah, it's coming around.
But that's how style is.
It
Style
is.
is always coming
Always.
back. Always.
I just feel like ours came earlier than it should have because I'm like, we're not that old for our shit coming around yet, right?
But guys, the 90s was like...
The 90s.
It was epic.
You know
was
what
a
my
long
favorite
time ago.
jeans were? Janet Jackson. And what was the... I love Janet Jackson back then too. Again and If. Do you remember those videos? Again was with that actor. Oh, what's that? He was gorgeous with the light green eyes and he had like the dreads. He's an actor. What's his name? Well, she's got like
Look
those
it up. I wanna know.
baggy jeans, but like high-waisted, but still, they're like mid. And they're just like a little tight on the waist and super baggy. But then she had the cute crop. That was a crop top. Hers definitely showed way
That
more
was
than
the
I was
style.
showing at
Yeah.
Universal. And then you'd have the little necklace like on your waist, the little like little
The chain.
gold. Yes,
Yes.
the little chain.
The chain.
Yeah, you gotta look that up. I loved all her songs back then, but I always remember those videos. Videos were a lot popular back then, right?
Yeah, MTV.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
I loved it.
I was in the bathroom doing the pleasure principle. And I was like,
Me and my neighbor were talking about dressing
I
up
wasn't
like
pleasuring
that.
myself. That came out the wrong way.
I know. You were in the bathroom doing what, Jasmin?
I just realized what I said. Qué pena. I'm so embarrassed. I want to die right now.
Oh, I'm gonna look him
I
up.
meant the pleasure principle. Ay, me quiero morir.
No, that was amazing.
It's a principle of pleasure. I
the dance routine. She was doing the dance routine in the bathroom.
It's because of the one where she had the I can't even look at you.
We know what you're talking about. It's okay.
Shut up.
I love it.
Because she had the chair.
Yes.
I
get it.
I already dug a hole too.
Yeah, stop digging, girl. Stop digging.
After I said it, I was like, wait, no. That's not what I meant.
I'm not pleasuring myself.
You don't know? Remember him? You don't remember him?
Oh my God, he's a drug addict. What?
No, he's not.
Oh my God.
No,
yes.
he's not.
What's his name? Gary what?
No, yo voy a ver ahora.
Not in the
see,
video,
that was her
Debbie,
little video. I gotta find like pictures.
She means
of her.
in real life.
Oh, in this outfit, I remember that with the tank top was
you
like
don't
rolled
even
up.
know what
I
happened
love
to
fashion,
this guy.
Sorry.
He became a full-fledged drug addict.
No, he's not.
That's him. Yes. Deibys, I hate to break your heart.
You see what Janet
No,
did?
but not anymore, right? He's out of that.
I don't know, man. He was really fucked
That
up
was
for a
just a
long
time in
time.
his
No,
life.
I think that was the time of his life.
Yeah,
He's a
it was
big
a time
actor now. I follow him on Instagram.
He's in a lot of movies.
Oh, he's better
Yeah,
now?
he might have went through a rough patch.
What's his name? Gary Jordan.
I don't know, but I follow him on Instagram. Let me see.
I thought he
Sí, por un
died.
momento.
No, míralo aquí. Esto fue ayer. Mira.
Hi there.
Oh, actually, no. This was November 30th, 2023.
Yeah, 2007, he was arrested in Louisiana, and he was a full-fledged drug addict.
Because he got caught.
She was the pleasure.
She was in the bathroom
you
doing
know
the
what I just realized?
pleasure principles.
Wait, it gets, when we hear this back, you're gonna have to take it out. ¿Tú sabes por qué? Because I even did the noise.
It's perfect.
Principles.
I love
pleasure.
Janet.
I love Janet.
I saw her Red Velvet tour.
Did you?
Yes, and she was, and Usher was the opening act. Yes,
Really?
it was epic.
Principles.
Ya, ya.
Well,
Cambiemos de tema.
I was just talking about
Yeah.
the jeans. Look
just
up the
kinda
If
went off topic
video,
here.
which is an awesome song.
Okay, so let's scale this back. Let's bring it back. Can we have it all?
I think
Yes.
we can.
Yes, we can. Because it all depends on
Yeah,
what
it
you're
depends
having
on
it all
what's
is.
important to you at the time. Exactly.
And what
And I
success
say at the
means.
time because life is always changing for us and we're always adjusting to what life throws our way.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So the thing is that can we have it all changes all the time too because it depends on what's important to you at the time. I mean, usually good health is all the time.
all the
for
time.
me.
Yes. Me too.
Family all the time is for me. But I guess when it comes to, like work and, that other stuff, that's always changing in life.
Yeah.
That's a
So-
very good point.
Yeah.
I agree with that because your health and your family is always there. Having it all is the things that you want to include at the time of your life. It could be a
Absolutely.
career. It could be a huge project that you want to do with your friends, like a
Yeah.
podcast. It could be anything that you are
Yeah.
including into your life because family and your health are the priority and they are the number one thing.
That's
There's
the
no
bottom line.
Right.
But
there's
always
no
changes.
rocking
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah. So it's a very
So
good
what
point.
do you do when things change? You
adjust.
You fail.
You
and you
realign.
keep going, right? You keep going down that new path because that's what life's all about.
So to the
That's right.
listener, our listeners that we appreciate so much,
Absolutely.
just if you're listening to us still and you haven't given up on us, porque, qué pena.
If you've listened to here, we
Todavía
love
están
you.
aquí.
What
You're
love
our
you.
people
What
if you're
is
still
that
listening to here.
Are you still there?
Tú me entiendes.
Are you still listening?
Don't be so hard on yourself.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Okay, because all of us here, as you can tell, we're normal women that are just trying to make our dreams come true. But at the end of the day, all you have to do is self-love.
Self-love.
Self-love. You have to don't
Very
be so
important.
hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And just go for it.
That's
I
right.
want to say one thing.
Yes.
Maya Angelou's quote: "Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it." Period.
That's exactly right.
Y punto.
Success
Y
is
punto.
liking yourself. Yeah.
Entonces, mi gente, I love you guys. Y hasta la próxima.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our show so you don't miss an episode.
We will be dropping an episode every 2 weeks. Oh yeah, no, like seriously, subscribe now.
So just chill to the next episode. Follow us on Insta and TikTok.
Hasta la próxima.